Hello, back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast for the second week now, where we're doing the Arsenal all or nothing Arsenal watch along / review as we go along, because it's 3 episodes a week. Last week, this week, and I think it's next week. There's 3 episodes, the last 3 episodes as well. I think 2 or 3, one of the two. But as we go along, we're going to stop, review, and give our points of view on the episodes respectively. And yeah, it's a big one this week. This is where hopefully quick answers are given to our questions in terms of a certain situation that happened last year, concerning our former club captain and key striker at the time, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and his fallout with Mikel Arteta and what exactly went down. As you can see, everybody, I'm joined by Gary. How you doing, Gary?
I'm doing good. Hello, everybody in the chat. I see Mr. Bungo has said hello. I guess we'll have some more hopefully before the end of this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, you ready? If you want to watch it with us, literally go on Amazon now, watch it along with us, and you can give your thoughts as well. Or if you've already watched it, just give your thoughts in the chat as well, etc., etc. But yeah.
All right, cool. So I don't know. Last time I kind of gave a little, heads up of where we were in the video and time if you're watching it with us. So I like to talk. So we'll see how this goes. But we're starting right now.
Certain values are non-negotiable, and I have to try to apply that within the club, within the players and the staff. What do you think, guys? What do you think? What do you think? No good enough. What do you say? How do we beat them? Bring up my ass. Bring up.
That's his voice.
Yeah.
Fucking soft.
I never expected him to say stuff like that in a locker room.
Yeah.
Using the F word multiple times.
There are 3 men. One is respect. When you lose the ball, you run. Flow. You lose the ball.
You run.
Wow. Yeah.
Under the discussion. Everything my voice again, fucking shouting you. I don't have to that. You are much better than that. One of those 3, they don't exist. You should not be anywhere near this football club. And after that, it's a certain way of playing. And that way of playing is only for one reason, is to win. I want to see a fucking different thing like that. You have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Your body language, your care, your attention, everything. 5 minutes.
Yep. Well, it was Arteta. It's got the intro coming in now.
Yeah.
I can tell you in that first minute, I basically heard some things, that I was surprised.
Certain words a guy can never repeat.
Yeah.
Certain things you can never repeat.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is the end of the Everton game.
Yeah, this is continue. Again, this is like continuing from where it left off the last episode.
Yeah. This is where we lost. Yeah, like they said, we lost 3 games in four matches, and Everton was just a poor. I think we took the lead and or let them come back in and get it, or we.
We need good forwards. We need Aubameyang to start stepping up to what he was doing 2 years ago as well.
Yeah. We were talking about losing the ball and running after it, and that's something I wondered if he actually said, and he actually said it, which means they're not following his instruction.
For me, it screamed that he was trying to send the message to Aubameyang to say, I'm in charge. I'm trying to win the game without you. After a bad run of results, the mood within the Arsenal camp is low. Mikel Arteta's decisions are under scrutiny.
Maybe it's just me, but I can hear the echo again. I don't know if that's
One sec. Let's see if we can get it down a bit.
Well, obviously, when a player is not scoring, it's affecting
Is that better?
his confidence, affecting the mood, and probably the belief.
Yeah, it's lower, but that's better. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. One sec. Friends, one sec.
This is their interview. They're asking him about Aubameyang.
Oh dear. Got to get these bastards out now. One sec.
What I find interesting is just like a lot of fans when they talk about Arteta out, and it's like no, I just want what's best for my club. He basically said that when talking about Aubameyang.
Yeah.
So what you're thinking and what he's thinking are probably on the same boat. He's thinking about Arsenal and anybody who wants to hurt that. He doesn't want him around. Yeah, so they just talked about him not returning back on time from a planned time away.
Yeah.
Which I think we all knew, kind of like it wasn't the fact that he came back late. I think it's more that he didn't communicate it to the team. It's right there when he's talking about making compromises. He's made a lot of compromises for his senior players, and how many of them have repaid him in full or even close? Most of them haven't, and some of it's just they can't do it anymore. But some of them
test the boundaries.
Yeah. In the case of Aubameyang, he needed to be more of a senior player, more of a professional. So,
well, as I said in the first 3 episodes I watched, you don't really see much of him, really. And when you do, he's not really. It doesn't really come across like a captain, if that makes sense. He just keeps himself to himself, has a little chat with Laka, and that's it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think any of us were surprised. Would say that he was captain material, right?
Oh no, yeah.
So he's not gonna rah, get these guys all hyped up and ready to go. That's not him.
Yeah, when Nenny and Holding, for anyone that's not watching, Nenny and Holding have a little chat in the canteen, basically, about the situation. Because Nenny didn't have a clue what was going on, so Rob Holding caught him up, basically, and said, this is what's happened. There was a planned 2-day break to Paris, and he didn't come back in time, and then he didn't report back for training when he was meant to.
This is him talking about training, but not with the team. Lost Ryan. Hopefully he'll be back soon. So for those that are watching it, if you are, we're about 7.5 minutes in. Basically, the Aubameyang drama has started. We're playing Southampton.
There's a Podo.
Yeah. What's crazy is, we're saying if we lose to Southampton at home, like, I don't care who you have on the team, losing to Southampton at home should never even be in our thoughts, right?
No.
We've got fans actually saying that. I think this is a trick question here from Arteta.
Oh, dear.
I have a feeling they cut some things out because he couldn't ask the question journey or destination and go, they're both wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense, does it? Unless he said it before, but I would assume he's done it before, or else it looks like he kind of set Lacazette up. But Lacazette doesn't seem too phased by it. He's getting an armband to get out there.
Yeah, I remember doing it again. I remember covering this game, and it all went off. Obviously, me and Self and a few others. That first 20 minutes was hell because we were just all over the place.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing about all of the stuff that I'm going to say we're going through is that going through it with somebody who's never had to do anything like this before. It's all new stuff for Arteta, and
yeah.
This is where we scored the goal here.
Yep.
With,
feels like Lacaz's only goal that season. Well,
yeah.
Didn't take the deflection.
Saka gets the ball and puts a cross, and Lacazette's there to clean it up, put it away. It's crazy. He could make that shot, and then the other ones that he's missed, you're like, wow. And we've got Erdogan's header put us up 2. It's halftime now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're 12 minutes in here.
Yeah, 12:24. Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff that I'm hearing, I'm assuming this is what he does all the time, not just for camera. But this is
you can only assume, obviously, but
it's a lot. It's a lot more than I expected, especially like deep into the video cameras have been there for too long now for him to pay too much attention to.
Yeah, this is what December this was, wasn't it? So it would have been there at least 9-6 months.
Yeah. Got this header by Gabriel. Yeah. I mean, kind of what I got from at least this first part of this video is that the players are not doing what he wants. I think the trick is, how does he get them to?
Again, I think that's why. So I was going to say that's what made the Uber situation more intense, because he had to sort of basically hold him to account, basically. Especially when we find out there's a lot more to this in terms of history-wise between these two.
Report. It's his interview after the match where he just is not going to say anything about it, about Aubameyang.
Yeah, he's like, I want to talk about the lads, the players that played today. They're the ones I want to talk about.
Yeah,
not him.
Yeah, and that's I think I was listening to Sophie on Highbury Squad, and she, the things she was saying is pretty, probably right. That this is more of a or it could be this considered more of like a marketing for Arteta, because nobody thinks he's qualified for this job, and a lot of what we see is him showing that he is probably, football strategy wise, I believe he is. Coaching and man management, and not necessarily the football strategy part of it, but more just the working with different people and getting into their heads. It's still something you got to work out, right?
Yeah.
So, listening to what he's saying here, the ball has to be perfect each time, or else they're going to run it back again. Which, I always wondered in practice, do they get things right before they continue on? And it sounds like that's, at least in this practice session, something that they do. So. See that? Yeah, I don't know. Just Jacques just is talking about he likes the pressure, he wants the pressure, and I think that's the problem.
Yeah, too much of a problem. Yeah,
he wants the pressure, and I just want him to play some good football. Part of the job is you're going to get pressure, but he wants the pressure. He likes the conflict, and it's like, nah. He's got Aubameyang sitting in the I think in one of the locker rooms by himself.
Following the last disciplinary issue we had with Ola and the consequences that I decided.
This is where Arteta's before the West Ham games telling the players about stripping up Aubameyang of the captaincy.
Decision is that for now he's not involved in the sport. We'll make decisions further down the line. We keep going as we are as a group right now, and we have to set ourselves even bigger aims and bigger standards. The club and myself, we are not going to accept any behavior like this. And what we are building was completely against any behavior like that. So we have to have any meaning changing our culture and making sure that we become a different club and team and understand those words clearly in their reactions with anybody. This is the message I have to send.
Yeah, no worries, Mr. Bond. What did you have out of interest while we're listening to the players? What have you heard from McDonald's then this week? What's your order this week?
Yeah.
I think the players' reaction there said it all. I think none of them were really shocked about it. There was no.
Well, as soon as the captain's not even allowed to practice with you, you can only assume the worst at that point, right? I mean, it's pretty clear. We don't even want him practicing, which, we already talked about that, right? You put him out. What do they call it? Like the garden or whatever. What do you guys call it? What is it called? When they just let you sit at home and. Is it called gardening or something? Well, I can't think of the phrase, but anyways, at least I guess like you said, at least they let him practice.
Gardening league, that's it.
Garden, yeah.
Got John Wayne popping in as well. Bloody hell, you are hungry, Jesus! 2 Big Macs, a quarter pound, and a chili chicken wrap, Jesus. Fair enough.
and this is the thing, like, I listened to him speak and all of that, and he said that heard some of the background stuff. It isn't that he doesn't. It isn't that he isn't doing what he needs to get done. He doesn't know. And in Russ's words, he needs time. The trick is, I mean,
not enough time.
That's what I got from, I watched the episodes, and it's like the man needs time. He's not getting it, and I don't want to wait for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait for it, but I know he needs it. So it's like not a surprise when silly things happen that you're like, well, this wouldn't happen with so-and-so, and this wouldn't happen with a seasoned manager. But this is like basically putting a rookie goalkeeper in who's a really good talent, but doesn't know the intricacies of the actual, position, and they do silly things once in a while. But he's still learning on the job. So
I love how fucking Arteta's jacket like goes from an Adidas branded jacket to a plain black jacket like that.
Yeah, Stan, you're an episode ahead of us with that comment, because I actually took notes as I watched it, and that's the next episode, so we're getting to that. But yeah.
That's another thing. Again, we'll get onto it when it comes along, but that's another thing I like about Arteta compared to their one down the road when they did it, and Mourinho just called out the players publicly for all to know. He's probably spoke to him obviously off camera, but yeah. Maybe they're no longer here.
Well, the thing about that, I believe, is that's before a game that he was not impressed with, I think, if I recall.
Oh, this will be interesting. Was it after, either before City or after City?
So that comment is before. It's during that time, I believe.
Yeah, when he was. Yeah, because he was. Yeah, was it because he was before he got after City, because obviously it was when he was doing the video call things, basically at training and at the matches and all that.
Yeah. No, so for me, that right there was basically a sign that, and you saw the way we played against City. It actually really didn't matter. That wasn't the cause of our pain. Was the way they practiced. No. But he actually noticed, in a different time, would he have kicked him out? I don't know, but it would have sent another message, and probably was best not done. At least with a team that's still wondering what's going on with their captain, or former captain at that time.
Again, just to recap quickly, Richard Gardick just made an appearance, and basically him and Ed have had a meeting with one of the club lawyers in terms of a phone call, and they asked a question: is this an isolated incident, or is there any other incidents that have led to this? And Richard basically comes up and pipes up and says, Mikel's got a file of incidences between him and between Aubameyang's discipline and all that. Not a few. So it's not a few. This is a catalogue of multiple times where he's let the club down, basically. The team, let the manager down, let his teammates down.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's something that they discussed when he re-signed with the team,
yeah.
And so he knew what he needed to do.
Yeah,
and for me, it's simple communication, and this is probably for me the same reason why Pepe struggles.
Yeah,
because he doesn't communicate what he needs to get his job done right. I don't think he does, and I think Aubameyang, same thing. I think if he communicated, they would have probably figured out a way. And as you know, later on, they're still trying to think of a way to reincorporate him back, right? So they would have done that. But as we get into it, why that happened, but I really think they realized they were going to take a loss, and rather not take a loss and rather get him back playing happy football with them. But we'll get into that. So we are back at the practice field. It's like 20. We're in almost 24 minutes now. Arteta talking to Gabby.
I mean, just touched before we move on quickly. Touched on the Ubers. What I've caught from what I basically caught on from watching these episodes was Aubameyang himself. It's his whole demeanor and reaction in this episode and the next episode where he just taps out. For me, he's just like the second he gets, before he even loses the armband as a captain, he's suspended for the match day against Southampton, and he's told he's got to train alone because obviously he broke rules, rightly so. But there's a point where the camera pans to Aubameyang on his own in one of the changing rooms, and he's just sitting there staring into a bisque. And he's just like from that moment he sort of switched off, tapped out, was just going through the motions. And that for me says a lot about the person as a taking the player aside for a second here. As a man, as a person, that says a lot. And I think again, Arteta and the club did the right thing in the end, no matter what people might say.
Yep. Yeah, I just paused it there, but we're still in the 24th minute. But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, and that's the stuff that you like. I don't need to see I don't need to see this background stuff to know kind of how much of a captain he was or wasn't, because when the team needed somebody to stand up and talk for the squad, it never really was him.
Yeah, but I'm just talking from taking it aside as a man. He just gave up basically as a man. For professionally he claims to love. For a club he wanted to become a legend for. He just went fuck it basically. I think that cemented his nail in the coffin.
Yeah. Stan's got the jokes, man. The man's got the jokes.
Wouldn't surprise me what it sounds.
It sounded like it was pretty big though, from the sounds of things. It didn't sound like it was like a one piece of paper with a couple of lines on it. It sounded like he's probably got like videos and pictures and surveillance and all of that. Now they're talking about Gabriel Martinelli and when he first came over with his family, and it's crazy to think he didn't speak English. And now he's out there, he's speaking English to the cameras and stuff like that. I can't, I don't know, too many people have done that, gone somewhere to learn, gone somewhere and had to learn the language and also perform at the same time.
Also, it's nice to see his relationship there with Edu as well. That he can go to Edu in the office and just chat about normal things outside of the club.
Yeah. Yeah. I forget who is this guy. Do you know who this coach is? This guy
I can't remember his name. I want to. I can't remember his name. I need to find. I'll have a look in this.
Yeah, he's talking about Martinelli, basically saying he needs time. So Russ probably enjoyed that. He said it a couple times. And, I kind of said Martinelli isn't there yet because he had some time away, but he'll get there. If we wait long enough, he'll be there. So sounds like the coaches are saying the same thing. I like to say they think just like me. Talking about competition, basically. That's what we want as a squad. Right? We want nobody. There's only one spot, but there's more than one person that has an opportunity to play there. That's what they're talking about doing. So, so now back at the game, the West Ham game.
Yeah. Yeah, I was at this game with my cousin, and basically, because the old captaincy situation came out on the day itself, so it was just like on the way there, we're chatting, and basically we both agreed that this was it for it. We would never see him in an Arsenal shirt again.
Yeah, I mean the North London the North London derby should have been the only issue
other incident,
ever. Like nothing. It's got to be squeaky clean after that. There's no reason. Like that's like him being late for like a Bond game.
Yeah,
he would never do that because he respects what they do. He would never do that, and this is no different. You play for an English squad, and you've got a derby. You're there, ready to go. Yeah, Stan. He does. His English is really good. Definitely impressed with that. So yeah, I think what we're one or 2 points behind West Ham at this point, and they're in fourth.
Yeah,
so.
There was a point behind in this game. Yeah. Martinelli's English was very good. High grasp of the language. Yeah, considering what 3 years he's been in the country, been over here.
And that's just this is how I don't understand how there's no yellow given. Tierney gets guy brings his hands up pretty high and brings him down. And it's got to be Kufal, of course, but
I think he got yellow.
Did he give a yellow for that? Okay.
Yeah, Kufal, he got yellow. He got yellow for that, but there was a VR because of.
I don't understand how it's not.
There was a check for a red as well.
Yeah. I don't know what else you have to do. You put your hands to somebody's face and knock him down. I don't know. Maybe I don't understand this football thing, because I'm American. All right, that's what the guys like to say. So they just show the play by Martinelli where the goalkeeper, I think, gets to the ball before him or not. Can't remember.
Body for 1-0.
And he comes back like I don't know how many minutes later and scores the goal right through the middle with I think Lacazette kind of laid the ball up for him, and he put it in the far corner. And then the Emil Smith goes in and freezes Martinez on the spot. Yes, as Stan says, his English is better than Tierney's. Yeah, that's just funny. Yeah. Holding, giving his congratulations to Lacazette with a really good game.
Ben White in certain number 5. Can't say his name because I might get targeted. Giving praise to each other.
Oh, we're not allowed to say that now? Can't say his name now?
We might be getting watched by a certain person and get attacked for saying his name and talking positive about him. God forbid.
I don't know.
You can say his name, but I'm just avoiding the situation.
I hear that. I don't know. I always, it's probably not the time for it anyways, but if people need to go, they need to go is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So, but you can't just let them go before you know.
I've said it how many times in the last few weeks. If he has done what he's been accused of doing, then yeah, throw the book at him, get him out of the club, etc., etc. Until then, innocent until proven. That's all we can say at the moment because police are still investigating. Let the police do their job, and if it comes out there's nothing more to investigate, take it to court or whatever, we move on.
Yeah, and I think the police did investigate it once, right, for one of the charges, and said there's nothing there. So there's a second one, but yeah, like I said, there's multiple people that need support and help with this and privacy, and for many reasons why. So there's not much we can do. We can only assume we know who it is. We still can't say 100%. Is a 1% chance or 10% chance that it's not even who we think it is, but you'll never know. So nobody's actually said it. This is players coming into London Colony and sitting in their cars for up to like 45 minutes waiting for COVID results, which I think it's funny at this one when they start beeping the horns. Which I think is funny. It's a Xhaka in the middle of it, of course. I will say that I've always said that Xhaka, I can see why many consider him a leader, a captain, and all of that. I just don't think I don't think I like what he did, and the fact, and he didn't apologize for it, especially when let me go further into this thing, but because I didn't do anything to him, not the things that he's talking about why he's doing this. So,
yeah, this was the start of the bloody outbreak again, wasn't it? In COVID as well.
Yeah,
like the new wave back in last Christmas.
Yeah,
I like this like Saka. I do like this.
Yeah, Xhaka with I guess bottles of champagnes for all the staff.
All the staff members. Yeah, Steve Brown. That was it.
Is that Steve Brown? I wanted to say, but I was like, I don't know what he looks like. So, yeah.
I wanted to see in this was before I fucking said anything.
Okay.
They got me a gift as well.
His Santa Claus costume. Yeah, I think a lot of people are, can watch this watch this episode, watch this segment, and appreciate what Saka brings. He's still got that, he's still got that childish naivety to him, which is good because a lot of times these footballers don't get to be kids. Oh, I guess they got to take their food out of there. Yeah.
What was this afterwards? Oh, Leeds. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this game. This was only going with that weekend as well, this one. All the other games got called off because of COVID.
Yeah. And this is the game, right? The match everybody says they were playing with their academy players.
Playing
right?
their kids, yeah. They had like 15-year-olds on the bench and all that, yeah. But everyone else got their games called off. But no one had a problem with that until we did it.
Well, that's the thing, so they complain and say, "Oh, you guys played this team," but whenever it's like, "Well, Arsenal should probably get the same consideration," it's like, nah, that's all right. That's not necessary. So, you can't win. We can't win this thing, right? Can't win this thing. Arsenal loses loses out when they try to get Dusan. Everybody's going after them. United's going after De Jong and not getting the same sort of criticism, it seems sometimes. So spending what's going to be, looks like the whole window trying to get him. Yeah. Yeah, see, Stan, that comment there from you, that's what I believe is true about Arteta. And that's because he's only 3 years into the game, right? He probably knows all the football strategy and all of that. That works fine. But he doesn't know how to work with 25 different people and get them to be on the same page. And individually, he's going to have to do that, right? And nobody's going to pick up what he has to say. I don't think any manager can say the same thing to 25 players and they all are on the same page. I don't think that happens. Sometimes you might have to bring it a different way, especially when you're figuring this thing out for the first time. They showed 2 of Martinelli's goals in the Leeds game, 26 minutes in, scored twice. And Saka goes near post and scores 42nd minute. I mean, I know they're saying that they didn't have anybody on the bench, but we're up 3 in the first half, and that's not against their 15-year-olds.
No.
So
this is a senior team at the time. But when it was at 3-0, it was at the first half senior team.
Yeah.
That was available.
So you can maybe talk about, after about 60 minutes or so not having anyone, but, and the fact that they did score shows that, they did have some resiliency to get back into the game. So, yeah. 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 I guess, Stan, I guess we're going to have to hold up till we get to that segment because then it might make a little bit more sense to us.
Yeah. I think it might be in the FA Cup against Forest. It might have been that.
Yeah, no, he definitely said
mentality
that.
wise, the mentality for certain players. Yeah, we're looking at it now. We're literally watching it, chatting and all that. But yeah, we did see the size of the dressing rooms. That dinky and just take so bad. The cameras literally looks to make it even smaller.
Yeah. And they got like a makeshift. They got a makeshift like bench in the middle of the locker room. You know that you.
Yeah, like Liverpool had at Anfield as well, but at least with the Liverpool one, it was more open spaced. Whereas it's all crammed in, make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, showing the 5 goals that we scored against Norwich.
Yeah, as you do. Oh, fucking hell.
Sorry about that. What did I miss? Should I go back?
No, Ramsdale was asked what he got his missus for Christmas, and he just went.
Oh, that's right.
the guy's the physio was working. It was like car. Look, that's not money.
Well, you see all the cars driving into the into the practice facility, and like, yeah, these guys are making enough, right? Albert, you know, from what I saw in the City game before seeing this, I like that guy, and this only just improved my liking him more, watching the behind the scenes part of this thing. So which makes me surprised that we struggle sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's certain things that I think if you've got Albert next to Arteta on the bench, some of the things we see we probably shouldn't be seeing. You know?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because you've got somebody to lean on. It actually sounds like, you should be able to tell him no. Let's not do that. Or, let's try this way because it didn't work the last time kind of thing.
I like this as well. He goes up to Laka, obviously can't catching at the time. Just got the armband. Says, "Look."
How many times have we said that? Can you just put your arms around Pepe?
Yeah.
Right. He did it to Lacazette, but when are they going to do that to Pepe? Because you wonder, like, are they doing that to Pepe? Because I'll be surprised if they are. But you got Albert running the practice, and yeah,
different world. Stuff. I think that's in reference to Ramsdale's buying his missus a car comment.
Stan is. I'm surprised she said yes, Stan. Okay, or maybe she
over the head of
it. You got your good qualities, Stan. You do. You got some. There's something. It's in there somewhere.
Deep down.
Yeah. Got Ars blog talking about missing the game again. Remember some of the voices that you hear the over. Yeah. This segment is pretty interesting. The whole city, before the city, and during city, and after.
Oh yeah. Again, spoilers by the way, if anyone's not watched it. but the motivation used by the manager basically virtually, so to say, was good. It shows he hasn't got no loyalties. He's literally his commitment is Arsenal, and he'll do whatever he can to motivate his players and use certain ways to motivate them and get them a kick up the backside.
Well, because I always wondered, does he actually bring up these types of things? Because if I'm seeing it with the City match, I'm wondering if we're going to get to see it with the North London Derby.
Yeah.
That you know what I mean? Because you know what I mean. I don't know if we will, but if we do, I would like to know what he said. Because
I think if we'd won that game, I think we would have done. But I think because we lost, and the way it went down, especially when Xhaka does his interview a few days later after the Newcastle game, I think that'd be edited out.
Yeah, here's him cursing about Pep putting in Mahrez and Sterling up 3 to basically put it in our face, which which is what he learned from Pep.
Yeah.
I think Pep would not forget the time. That's why when we score on them and take a double goal lead, I don't care. Everybody's playing.
Yeah.
They can't just lay down and say, "Oh, we're going to take it easy." They used to take it easy on us, I think. If I recall, we lost 1-0 to them on the first minute of the match. And that's how it ended, right?
Doors, wasn't it? Rob Holding got that out jumped by Raheem Sterling.
Yeah. And they never scored again. And, I think because they didn't want to. But in this one, they scored 5 on us and brought in reserves to try to finish it up. So you've got Martinelli.
I'm sorry, how that ain't I know another game's done and dusted. We're a new season now. But still baffling me is how that's not a penalty.
Yeah, I don't know. There's contact with the player and Tierney down the left. Saka gets it and puts it in the far corner. Very nice.
To think if we hadn't been done over by the officials that day, Liverpool would have won the league.
If what?
If the refs and the VAR hadn't screwed us over in this game and we'd gone on to win this game the way we should have done, Liverpool would have got and all the other results that happened between Liverpool and Man City happened still. Liverpool would have won the league.
Yeah. And these are the 3 points we needed. Once again, we had multiple times to get 3 points, right?
It puts us 2 points into the top 4.
No, we get the 3 points that we need to be in the top 4. 2 is a draw, I thought.
But we missed that by a point, didn't we? So if we'd won this game and all the other results that still happened, we'd have got 4th and been 2 points clear of Tottenham instead of being 1 point behind them.
I don't even know how. I mean, you look at the replay and you know why they called it the way they did, but
even cheer it up for God's sake. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care. Again, I keep going over it. No, but how's that given? And VAR looked into that and given that, but they didn't give our one in the first half.
Yeah. And this is the Gabriel, the yellow is for me the reason why
it's because it's the way of the game.
Yeah,
he's in the way of the gameplay.
Yeah, and that miss by Martinelli where he puts it over the over the crossbar.
Yeah, I know he plays for us now, but that wasn't a second bookable offence.
Not from that far away from goal. Come on.
Well, even from the angle we used to see there, he barely touches Jesus, and Jesus just falls to the floor.
Well, I mean, on the Xhaka, you could almost say the same thing, right? Some people said he was going down before there was even any contact, if there was contact. So they're really critical about certain things. But
if we do anything like that, we get criticised left, right, and centre.
Yeah, and Erdogan, right? They didn't look at that one too closely, or else they would have called it. Yeah, I mean,
bloody hell, Stan. I can't put that up.
All right, I haven't seen what he said.
"21st century, Stan. 21st century.
Yeah,
Come on."
well, if you know Stan, you know he doesn't really believe in that stuff.
Oh dear.
And then this is where we don't clear the ball in the box, and it falls to one of them, and they put it Rodri, the guy who's been basically got away with whatever 5 or 6 fouls.
Yeah.
You know, with no, I don't think he even got penalized until late in the game, anyways. But it didn't really matter.
They didn't get a single booking at all in that game until after they went 2-1 up. Then suddenly the cards came out for them. Which, as I can say, as I was there, my brother pissed off the fans that was in the stadium even more.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people probably love watching Xhaka complaining about VAR. But he's going to, you know, the one thing Arteta does say, all those chances that they got, the chances that we got, we didn't put away.
We need to take him next time, basically.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. I guess, you know, listen to this. That means he's just not telling us everything. And in the interviews that he does after the game, because he definitely is. I'm hearing it now. The things that I expect him to say. So yeah, no, this was good to hear. And it's one of those things where the team took many of the big losses into the next game.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, right? We didn't lose. We lost in bunches, and something triggered it, and then we would lose multiple games.
Yeah.
And we could just never take one loss and then go in the next one and say no. So
yeah, I think
now they're getting into the next episode is talking about the next episode against Forest
and all that. But I think that's gonna be a big tell this season if we've been able to nip that in the bud in terms of having a loss and then having a big quick turnaround instead of letting it fester for 3-4 games.
Yeah.
If we can nip that in the bud, so we get a defeat. Say, man, we get all the way to Liverpool at the Emirates in October. Haven't lost a game, but we lose that game. Instead of letting it affect us afterwards, we just dust ourselves down and we go again.
Yep.
And actually, performance-wise, as a whole, can be a hell of a lot better. We improve, we get the points in the next game, and we kick on for another winning run or undefeated run, whatever.
Yeah, one of the things Arteta said towards the end of that episode, which I like and which, you know, we always say, is he actually telling the players this? Is he said, I think part of the phrase was, when you feel uncomfortable, bring them down.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so I always wonder, you know, does he not tell them, look, worst case scenario is you just get a foul outside the box and you don't get penalized, punished for it. So he's actually telling them to do that. So I think a lot of the things he's telling them, but they're not. I don't think they believe him because they don't do it. We're at episode 5 starting up now.
Yes, it's loaded. Here we go. Still buffering. There we go.
Yeah, we've got Edu in his office or his home office. These are the parts where they have, Edu and Arteta home with the family. I liked some of that. Because, yes, everybody says, you know what, they are Edu and Arteta, but they are people just like us, and they have families and all this stuff at home that they have to deal with as well, like everybody else. I think that's Amy Lawrence talking there. That was great. He pulls up the security. He's like, "Oh, I do." Yeah. All right, so going skipping the intro here.
Yeah, skip that.
2 minutes in there. And I think that's the problem. We let one thing kind of take up too much time. Uh-oh. Am I frozen or are you frozen? Oh, looks like he's frozen. So I'm going to freeze it over here for a little bit, wait for him to come back. Yeah. So if you haven't watched this episode, it does start with them basically knowing they have to do something with Aubameyang, but I think they were probably at some point ready to just continue to keep him on the squad, just not as a captain. So, which, I think they realize it's not worth trying to sell him because they're not going to get anything for him. Then I think their hands are forced later on. But yeah, let's see if Brian makes it back. He didn't send me a message yet, so let's see if he comes back here. Yeah, there's things about Arteta when he's using I guess they say bad language that it doesn't sound right coming out of his mouth, and that's kind of how I feel about why I don't usually use that language, because it doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. It doesn't sound right when he says it coming out. Some like it in the early parts. Now I think now you're probably hearing the right tone. Are you okay now? I don't know what happened. I was sitting here talking to you, and you just stopped talking.
I don't know why, but my charger popped out. It just turned everything off.
Oh, okay.
So you had to reboot the whole system again. Sorry about that. All right.
Let me know when I should hit play. I kind of paused
it. You can hit play. Yeah, that's fine. I'll be back in a sec. Okay.
So I do talking to Garlic and Benai, I think, in his office.
I think this is when they find out about.
Is it no, not yet. No, this is when they actually think. This is when they're trying to incorporate him back into the squad.
Oh, yeah, because they weren't sure what to do, were they? Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of made sense why they were going to do that, because they know they're not going to get any money for him.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knew they weren't going to get any money for him, so it made sense to just get the most out of him this season and then deal with it later.
Can I say, not watching any of it? Most of it is a joke. Makes market. No, actually, to be fair, we are episode 5, aren't we now? Episode 5. And to be fair,
yeah,
they're a lot better than what people expected. I mean, yeah, it covers the defeats and all that, and as you have to, because of what happens and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
it's more so the behind the scenes stuff.
It's nothing that you didn't already know.
Yeah,
you might have some more information now, but nothing that you didn't know would make, as far as like if you never knew any of this stuff and you saw it for the first time, you would go, yeah, it's making fun of the club. But these are all things we already knew. Now we're just getting some context behind it.
Yeah, that's the main bit.
That's the main reason why.
That's the main reason why I wanted to watch this when it came out.
Yeah. And none of the context
behind certain things.
Yeah. And the context isn't actually like, well, that was dumb. They're actually that is just now they're talking about the practice. I think this is the practice going into the Forest game where he talks about not a lot of players not, and this is probably where the team probably had the mid-season kind of collapse, or what you want to call it. It gets monotonous, right? You need people to refocus you. Yeah. He talks about kicking the 4 players out. What's weird is he should have just kicked them out.
Yeah.
He would have made a point, and everybody else would have, would have actually figured things out. I mean, you always hear about some of the big the top players at squad sometimes just like getting kicked out of practice, and you're like, if he's going to do it to him, then he's definitely going to do it to me. So, yeah.
I'm just going to my camera for a second. I'm going to change my t-shirt. The humidity is making this very uncomfortable to wear. So we're back in the set.
Yeah.
I'll be able to hear me still. I'll be able to hear you. It's just I'll put my camera off.
Yeah, just talking about Enkedia right now.
Yeah. I don't know why. Every time I change it changes back to your loader.
You know what I think? It's because of maybe I don't know. Is it when I log in? Like if I
don't know.
Maybe I just have to. Maybe I'll just. You know what I'll do next time? I'll just log out.
No problem. Just saying. So don't you think I'm nicking your?
No. Because I asked you that the last time I saw it, and I was like, "That's weird." Because I didn't. I don't think I changed it. But
Oh yeah, literally, it's so muggy. Again, the humidity is so bad. The temperature's not dropping either, and I'm wearing a thicker football top. Not ideal.
Yeah, it's almost 90 degrees here, and it doesn't actually feel that hot here.
No, but you've got obviously better humidity, but you've got aircon as well, haven't you? So our house is in the UK, standard verified as well.
I don't have air conditioning. We have this is an old house, so we have I have some units for air conditioning, but
it's not built. But the house isn't built to keep the heat in, is it?
It's not It's not set up for air conditioning. The best way to work is if I had an air conditioner in each room. That just gets cost ineffective doing that. So and it doesn't usually get as hot as it's been this year for as long as it's been. So this is abnormal. And that's the one thing about this Forest game that was interesting. He putting 7 new players, and that's probably why we looked the way we did. And for me, the reason why that's an issue is because he probably never gave those 7 players enough. They didn't get enough time to play together to then come into a game like this and get something out of it.
Yeah.
So
standing, not saying that. No, Colonel. I think you usually might have a problem with that. But Stan is saying Mikel hasn't got the clout yet to go to the owners. Want to do his documentary. They've already done this with the LA Rams.
Yeah. Tavares is struggling here.
Yeah.
Cuddier missed a shot a couple feet wide of the goal, and Tavares gets pulled after 30 minutes.
Yeah, which gets the crowd going.
This is what Sophie was from Highbury. Scott was talking about when this happened. It would have been nice to get a little bit more context behind this.
Yeah.
And,
this is the one thing that disappointed me in this episode was, as you say, we get no clarification on why he got hooked off when he did. Aside from what we actually saw in terms of his performance, there's no aftermath explanation behind it.
Yeah, and Enkedia just missed a header from in front of the goal. I mean, he's got as a striker, he's got to be able to put a header at least between the sticks. And this is where they get that goal in the 83rd minute.
Oh, yeah. Thankfully, this year we've got a chance to rectify these last 2 visits to the City Ground and punish the bastards at the City Ground. Thankfully, it's on my birthday. As it stands, that game's scheduled for my birthday in May, the away game to Forest. So that'll be interesting.
Yep. So we're almost into the 10th minute here.
Yeah. Back in a sec.
The one thing that you probably heard me say this multiple times is you should practice the way you play. And
yeah,
this episode, Arteta actually, I believe, says that they practiced basically to some degree the same way they played. And that's what we saw. Yeah, he's not too. Everybody's quiet. And this locker room's even worse than the one we saw before.
Cotton t-shirt on now. I do love this one myself as well. Like,
well, this is what I always say. Like, you know what he basically just said there the way they train, there's nowhere near what they needed to get it into this game and get it out. I mean, the little things, man.
He literally just walks out then. And see this box goes, we play like that against Liverpool, we're fucked. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. This is the Liverpool match, right? So
the build up to it next, yeah.
Like I said, this is I mean, and for me it shows that, you know, Mr. Tom, you're washing your hair. But you only got like what, 1 or 2, you know,
stray hairs as it is.
Straight hair, yeah. So that must not take that long, or it takes long to find it probably. Oh, is that Holding talking about should I sign for Aubameyang?
Oh yeah, it was a Gabon versus.
He's playing against Pepe, so Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, middle, about 12 minutes in.
There's our club. There's the main club lawyer, Mr. Lewis.
Yeah, that's a big question: is can they get Aubameyang out?
Yeah. The thing is, we had to do either way. He had to go, even if the club didn't come in. For example, if Barca hadn't come in when they did, or they just fully pulled out the thing, we had to terminate his contract either way, make him a free agent. Because if he had remained beyond the window, and we hadn't terminated his contract, he could have quite easily stirred the pot and caused more aggro. That could have fucked our season up completely, even more.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, it's like why did it take them that long? But we find out why.
The thing is, though, only one club comes in and they tried to lowball us, and we just played a waiting game, and then Barcelona panicked and went, okay, we'll give you what you want.
Well, you know what? Think about it. It's the way that you run your club.
Yeah.
It should never even have got to this point.
No.
Right, and that's probably where the North London derby should have been like the last straw, as opposed to lots of straws being given, and then you run into the situation where now you look like you don't know what you're doing, which you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
because somebody in that club collectively seen something like this, to where you head off these issues long before they get to the situation. Like, right, we talked about contracts getting to 2 years and never going past that. They keep letting it happen, and they keep getting punished for it, and they can't do that anymore. It's got to be, especially like if you can't, manage, you can't, and you don't have quality players. They have to go, right? So, just doing an interview here. So at this point, we've played City. We played Liverpool.
No, we played City, Forest.
No, I'm saying at this point in this season, we had played two top teams in the league, and both times we finished with 10 men.
Oh fuck yeah!
I mean, think about it. The two top teams in the world, right? In the top 5, 10 in the world, and you can't finish a game with 10 players. I mean, you're not really setting yourself up for success.
One time, I think now. I think actually,
and actually, at this point, it's 2 against City. We played City twice.
Yeah,
and both times we finished with 10 players.
Gabriel.
And Jocker in the first one. So, like,
yeah.
We haven't even got to the Liverpool one, which. And now we're playing Liverpool. Just as a foreshadowing. If you don't remember.
If you don't remember, guys, switch off now. If you don't get reminded.
My thing is the way that I guess we'll get into it, but when they go and they show how he is at home, I'm like, I want that guy. I want the guy that wears the Swiss shirt. I want the guy that's at his home. That's who I want. We're not getting that guy. No way are we getting that guy. I mean, the people that are actually paying most of your salary, you're not giving them that same sort. That's the Jocker that we want. That's the one we want.
When was the last time you heard him get sent off for Switzerland? Consistently as well. Yeah, for us, I've said this time again to my brother and others as well. If we could get the Switzerland Jocker, like you just say, on a consistent basis, where he doesn't get sent off, he has a good discipline record.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have an issue with him.
Yeah. I mean, I think to some degree, Arteta wants him to be Henderson, and it's like there's not that many people that can be a Henderson. It's just he's got to be Xhaka, and you got to figure out how to get the best out of him. So
yeah.
And the one thing I did like about this that also is I guess we talked about it as well, as the back office staff. I think is really good.
Yeah.
Can they do better? Probably, but I don't think they need to. I think that's the problem. I think, probably some of them need a little bit bigger voice.
So 5 games we played between City and Liverpool. We played 5 games that last season. 3 times against Liverpool, twice against City, and 3 times the player got sent off. Only 2 times we finished a game with 11 men. Sorry.
And one was a draw, and the other one was just we got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Eventually, but yeah.
Yeah.
And if that's the pregame speech for the Liverpool match, it's nowhere close to the one he gave against City.
No.
Like, we just lost to them 4-0. You know what I mean? We just lost to them 4-0. And that was a speech coming into this match. And so they just showed Xhaka putting his foot through. It was that.
Well, it's how he put his foot through, but he touched the guy.
Well, his foot did go. Hit
His foot was hard.
stomach.
Don't get me wrong, but the intention was for the ball, not the player. The player, Jota just makes a big deal. It sees the boot, makes a big deal out of it, and VAR allowed the card to stand.
I don't know. I was still.
It is what it is. He got sent off.
I mean, later on, he does talk about it, and you're like, you know, he had a good point.
Yeah.
He basically took one for the team, essentially.
Yeah.
And you know what? The fact that he actually said it meant he did it on purpose.
Mm.
So as much as you just said, Bar, he actually said, I saved us from getting down 1-0.
Yeah, he's like, if I don't do it, yeah, sort of, because he's having a chat with.
As opposed to like, that was a mistake, like, and you know,
if I don't do it, 1-0 down. But this is what I'm saying as well. I said it in the night as well when we did the stream for it, Watchalong. I was like, what was the referee and everyone expecting him to do? Just stand there and allow Jota just to run through and score put them 1-0 up.
So if you put it that way, then it's not. It should be a problem. We did draw it, and now it was down to us coming back. I think coming back home and maybe getting something out of this, you know, right? Because we're playing home then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're playing home in the second leg, right? So
yeah,
we played like Liverpool and City in like 2 weeks, 3 times or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who does that for whatever reason, that's just terrible. That's just terrible. You don't want to do that.
It would have been 3 times in 2 weeks if it hadn't been initially postponed. The first leg and all that. Asthma FC and all.
Mm. Which makes you wonder, you know, if we can play like this with 10 players defensively, why can't we do this with 11 players? And then hold out for...
Now we've got the players, Saliba and all that back, and personnel and fully fit. Maybe we'll be able to. Maybe.
And Minamino basically, you know, had the best chance in the game at the end and missed it poorly. So, yeah. And that's, I guess, once again, this is what you have with a young team, right? You're going to have these, you know, you're going to have like the first half against City. You're going to have going down a man versus Liverpool, right? 2 top teams in the league, 2 perfectly designed halves. Yeah, I mean, this fans talking about we didn't get, you know, we lost, or what are you saying? They were pretty proud of the team the way we finished up this game.
He's more proud of the team for that performance than he has been for wins.
Yeah, and see, for me, that's where I'm like performance over results, because you should build on this. You can't build on a result, because sometimes you didn't play. You played like crap, right? And you got the win, but it doesn't really. You can't repeat that. You can't repeat a result based on a poor performance, because you're going to lose most times. You want to have a good performance, and another team, you know, either the balls can fall your way, or the other team on their day gets you. And I think Arteta actually says that. I don't know when he says it, but he basically says that. You know, I'll take a performance over a lot of things that we do. Yeah. You fed the dog a quarter pounder? See, the thing is here they're all talking about Xhaka. Xhaka got it wrong, but I mean, I assume he just said that, you know, he saved us a goal, but I wouldn't have said it.
No.
You know, even if I
kept it as it was,
I wouldn't have said it. Like, I assume he didn't say it for the camera, but I mean, I wouldn't have said that at all.
No.
I would, you know, I would
Mr. Bundle's got an update on his McDonald's all day. Says I didn't manage to eat the quarter pounder. The dog liked it, but said less of the tomato sauce and skip the fucking gherkin next time.
Yeah, picky dogs.
Oh, we've got Alex in the chat.
Hello, Alex.
We've got questions. Hello, Alex. How you doing, my friend? It says, which player or players are you expecting most from this season?
Martinelli.
Oh yeah, number one.
Martinelli has to be on par with Saka in terms of contributions. And
more from Martinelli, more from Saka, Smith Rowe, Saliba on a consistent basis in terms of consistency now. There's just a one-off performance. More from Ramsdale, because as we saw last Friday, there's still the odd error in him. So I want to see less of the errors and more of the good stuff. And more Tomiyasu not being made of biscuits.
Yeah. No, I mean, like you said, for me, like you said, Martinelli, definitely Ramsdale. I'm not expecting so much more from Smith Rowe and Saka. If they give me 10,
yeah,
it's more because they haven't played as much, and that's what I expect. Is they don't have to play as much, so their numbers are going to go down in the Premier League. Not necessarily go down, but they're going to stay the same because they're going to be fresh when they play. So I expect them to still hit double digits. That would be a disappointment if they don't. Ramsdale, like you said, I think when he's chatting, he's good. When he gets quiet, that's when you see the craziness from him sometimes. I expect Jesus to take what he wasn't doing in his past number of years with City and double that, right? Because that's what we need.
Yeah, Stan adds, it would be nice if our fullbacks could play more than half of our league games. Yeah. Hopefully, touch on there, we've got the likes of Zinchenko and all that. Yeah. Hopefully, we nip that in the bud this season, touch wood.
They're at home with Xhaka now, which I actually like this part of it. This is the part that you don't see with the players when they're home doing what they do.
I'll come to your question in a minute, Alex. 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Granite's at his home, isn't he? With girls.
And I'm like, why can't we get that guy?
Yeah.
We get the guy who takes all of the energy on the pitch, in the stands, and keeps it inside. No, I want the calm. He needs to be calm out there because he's supposed to be our leader. Think about it, right? We talk about him being the leader when everything is going wrong for us. Who's the calming influence on the pitch? It's supposed to be him.
Question for me though, that you can answer if you want, if your answers to this as well, if you want to, Gary, is who are the leaders in this squad? I'm assuming he means the current squad as of now, as in reality wise. Right. This will be fun. Obviously, got Odegaard as a captain. He's obviously got that experience as a leader, international wise. Trying to think. Odegaard, Partey, or number 5, if you will. Not Partey. He's going to go there, but Partey. Zinchenko. It's too early to say Zinchenko. I've only seen one game. Can't really say much. Tierney, Holding as a squad player. He's still has that leadership quality. El Neni as an experienced squad player. Gabriel, Ramsdale.
You went through all the players over 24 years old, which I think is too much for me. You don't want that many leaders on the squad. That's the problem. We got
better than having no leaders at all, though. That's the thing. I think that's the point is that we've gone from having no leaders to having too many, as you're saying, too many leaders now.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not. But I'm talking. Well, on top of that, we need leaders on the pitch, and we don't have that from a lot of those players because either they can't get on the pitch,
or they're always bloody injured,
or they're just not that type of player on the pitch. You know what I mean? Like we've got a lot of back staff, back office staff leaders and stuff, but we need some of them on the pitch. And, I mean, as much as you didn't even mention his name, but Xhaka on the pitch is doing the most leading out there, and most people would hate that. But that's what he does. But he doesn't need the armband to be a leader, and everybody's always said that. and we saw him right. We saw him chatting it up in the huddle before the game. If you're if you have the armband and you're Erdegaard, you could be the one doing that. But I don't think he's that type of player.
No.
Right? Who's going to be basically getting the team ready and like who's going to go and say, playing the North London Derby in October, 2nd or whatever it is. Who's going to go? Do you remember? This is not happening again. I lived through that. I'm not seeing that again. Right?
Yeah.
And if I see anybody out there, I'm going to let you know. We don't do that here. This is Arsenal, right?
No, exactly.
I don't know what, and that's the kind of leadership you need on the pitch,
that's
right?
What you want, yeah.
Right. So
I think Odegaard for me in terms of leadership wise, and I was thinking of the arm, but I did say he's obviously got that experience as a captain for his country, but he screams very similar leadership quality wise in terms of as a captain, very similar to Cesc Fabregas when we had him at Arsenal as a captain, ironically. In terms of very quiet, he's leadership. How he leads, by example, is literally by playing the game and all that. Not really vocal. You've got I think Partey's vocal-ish. Xhaka, we see Xhaka being vocal all the time. Yeah, just never did it when he had the armband. Ironically, for 2 months, he just gave up that for 2 months for some reason. Tierney, when he is fit, he's another vocal one, but that's when he's fit.
When it's all said and done, Jesus should be the leader on the pitch for me.
Yeah.
Because he's doing some of the things that I expected, I expect from leaders, right? We always talk about experience. Somebody coming in who's actually done it before. He's done it before. Somebody who knows his position and actually knows everybody else's positions around him. Right? I mean, he puts in a pass and it's a really nice pass. He's expecting you to put it in the back of the net and not hesitate and not think about shooting and all these types of things. And he was showing that on the pitch. So I think gradually every game we see this, hopefully we keep seeing it, is that he's going to be leading these guys on the pitch, at least the front line, and potentially that will just drift down to everybody else on the pitch, right? Because that's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for when I talk about a leader on the pitch, is somebody who can do the job that they've been tasked with, that Arteta wants them to do, and not just knows their job, but knows the people around him as well. So to get them along, drag them across the line as well. So eventually I could see Jesus by the end of the season being somebody we consider one of the leaders on the squad and potentially a captain. Even
Zinchenko could throw in there as well. Eventually, possibly, because obviously he's experienced. Again, he's a captain he's captain for Ukraine, isn't he, as well? So he's got that. He's clearly got something leadership wise.
True.
But in terms of club wise, again, it's two for me. I've only seen one game. I want to, like as you say, Jesus, want to see the whole season and assess things there. But Alex goes as well. He said he would have given the armband to Ramsdale. I was all for that as well in terms of one of the possibilities, because he's a goalkeeper. He sees all the game, and literally we've seen last season. He literally barks orders. He is now, put it that way.
But a lot of people are saying a goalkeeper can't be a captain, when in reality we're looking for somebody to take the armband who's going to be leading these guys. And as Stan says here, it sounds all good and all for Erdegaard to have the armband, but we need the guy with the armband to be a little bit more vocal, and like you said, be able to bark instructions. And maybe Erdegaard does that to some degree, but I don't feel like I see it as much, and that maybe just the cameraman hiding it from us. But as many times as he should be touching the ball, it should be Jesus, you saw it, right?
Yeah,
you saw it. You saw him, and you saw Erdegaard have an opportunity to basically answer the call when presented, and he froze.
Yeah,
he froze, and then you saw Jesus afterwards, basically, screaming at him, basically saying, "What are you doing?" Right?
Yeah.
The Liverpool, the second leg.
I think in terms of obviously Odegaard as a captain, I think once he gets the arm, because he obviously gets the armband near the end of the season as well, doesn't he? The last month or so, month and a half of the season, he gets given the armband. Zaka's been dropped, so maybe we might see more of him then. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know until next week. But if we don't, then it's going to be very concerning. Because he's got the armband now full time.
True. See, I don't get why can the striker not get it, but the goalkeeper can. I don't get it. They're both same situation. They're not in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
And we need somebody for me that's more vocal than what we're getting in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
They're not going to give it to Xhaka because he's basically his
happened before, yeah.
He's basically they don't want to do that for the marketing reasons. But he is the captain in the middle of the pitch. I mean, as much as we say we don't like him and all that, he's still taking. That's the thing. I'm like, how can you do all of that, but then these things that we don't like, you continue to do them when you can do that, right? He wants to lead the whole time, but we ask him to just. Especially calm down to some of the silly stuff that he does, and he says that's the way I play. It's like you're not listening to what we're saying. You're not understanding what's going on. So this is when I think we lost 2-0 to Liverpool. I think we got this is probably more of how the game should have gone against the top two teams. Eventually they just have too much. So. I understand the leader has to be in the middle of the pitch, but I don't think you do that if you don't have one. You don't just give it to somebody because you need somebody in the middle of the pitch. It doesn't make any sense at this point in the game, So that's why I kind of feel like you want to give it to somebody on the pitch who, is an extension of the manager to some degree. And I think definitely Jesus is. Ramsdale shows it sometimes, but then disappears sometimes. But I think if like Jesus had it, I think he wouldn't disappear. The only reason why he would disappear, I think, is he'd be injured.
Like Alex says in the chat as well, giving Ramsdale the armband would calm down his antics in terms of the errors he makes and all that. That he's creeping every now and then. And as a club, as Arsenal have been through this since Vieira's left. We've had Henry. We've had obviously Van Persie. We've had Aubameyang, all captains and every time it just as Mr. Tom says. It just screams like we're giving you the armband to keep you here, basically.
Once again, that makes no sense, right?
You
shouldn't. I mean, you can't say the Arsenal way and then say, "Well, you can't put it in their contract, or make it part of the reason why you sign somebody, give them a damn armband." And just to me, gets me a little wild up when I hear that because it's like take away from the whole purpose of it. It's not something you just you make put a line on your bullet point on your contract. It's Jesus is leading right now. Doesn't have the armband, and that's what I'm talking about. You don't even have to. He doesn't have to go do something extra. He doesn't have to do anything extra. What he's doing now is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we always put this extra responsibilities on it. I have no doubt. If Saka or Martinelli got fouled, Jesus would be right there talking to the official. That's what I feel. Maybe not, but I feel that's what he would do. And he wouldn't have to have the armband to do it. You know what I mean? So.
Now we're just being shown Arsenal, the team in Dubai, back to Dubai.
Yes.
Warm weather training. This is where it all goes off now. Yep, this is where it happens. Yep, when they find out Uber's done a Arsenal thing.
And I think we missed. I don't know if we got to the point or not, but this is where we're talking about Casa Pepe, right? And I thought they were talking about Pepe.
No, it's deadline day. Eddie's just turned up for work because obviously he's got to get Uber at the door. Now the only team's interested at this time was Barcelona. now about to find out, Eddie and Richard, via the staff,
he's in
Cooper's in
Barcelona.
Barcelona. But he was meant to be there. He was meant to be at training that day. And Eddie, fair play to Eddie, he's like, before I react and do anything, I want to see the video, make sure it's definitely him. Yeah, I'm there for family reasons, but here's his Barcelona shirts on the other side.
So I don't know about any fans of Aubameyang would look at this and go, yeah, that's how he should do these types of things.
No. I love this reaction already, though. Like, I went distant man then.
His father lives in Barcelona. That's why he went to visit. We're not living in Disneyland. That's the best.
Yeah, that was like the ultimate comeback. Like, oh yeah, okay, cool, yeah, and we're in Disneyland. And I think that seeing this documentary and seeing this all play out the way it did, for us to see now, has actually helped, for me anyway, in my opinion. But people might be different in the chat or in general, but this sort of basically justifies Arteta what he did in terms of just enough's enough, bye-bye. That he did the right thing for the club, for the team, in the long haul.
Yeah, no, I mean, unless you hear the other side and you trust that information as well, you won't know. You know, if this is another side to this, and Arsenal is not telling the truth, I guess is what the only thing that would come up about it. You know what I mean?
The day said 7 to 8 months before this documentary aired to put his side of the story to the world. He's decided to keep quiet. So what does that tell you? Alex is asking, should Aubameyang have been isolated from the team though? Well, from what we not only what we knew beforehand, before this documentary came out, but from what we're seeing these episodes tonight, 4 and 5, respectively, honestly, the way he's behaved, like his reaction to being dropped for the Southampton game alone, like he's just, there's a point where he's just sitting there staring to the abyss on his own in the changing room. Like he hadn't, his body language was like he wasn't even bothered.
Well, no, think about this. What do you guys always say?
By Richard Garlick, that Arteta's got a dossier, a file full of incidences about that where Aubameyang's broke rules constantly since signing the new contract. So in that incident, if it had been a one-off incident, Alex, you can argue no, it was too much, too far, etc., etc. The fact it was multiple incidents, a file, for God's sake, a file, and just over a year. That's basically saying there's more has happened than what you guys know in the public, basically.
Think about this though as well.
But X, Y, and Z's happened as well. Yeah. That's not good, especially as your club captain.
No, but think about this as well, though. How many times have we said? I mean, I think I've said it even that maybe they should just let the player go and do their own thing. And every time the response has been, well, no, you just can't let a player just go and fester and do nothing. You have to allow them to continue to practice because they're getting paid by you and they should be practicing. And Arsenal did that. According to what we do know right now, what Arsenal's telling us, he's supposed to be at practice on the day.
Yeah,
he's on a plane No permission given.
No permission given. No,
and he's on a plane to the team that obviously Barcelona's talked to him, or else why would he fly there? On deadline day. I mean, if that doesn't show subordination, I don't know what does, because that's right. That's not the Arsenal way. I mean, he didn't learn that. That's not how they handle business. So for me, this is why sometimes when somebody says no, you have to let them practice with the squad to keep them fit. Well, he just showed you what happens when you do that. He just basically up and left. So I don't know, that.
And even when Edu finds this all out, and then before he tells Arteta or anyone else anything outside of that room, he contacts Aubameyang's representatives, i.e., Dalloy's brother, who is running the show basically on the day, and they even lie to Edu over the phone, like, "Oh, his dad's out here. He's based in Spain. That's the reason why he's here." Not knowing that Edu's seen the video where he's arrived in Barcelona, signing Barcelona shirts, he's trying to force the move through, basically. And yet again, it rams home. He's done it. Again, like I say, without the club permission, without even knowing, he's just decided, wake up on deadline day. Wake up, get himself all sorted, drive down to the nearest airport, I'm assuming Luton or whatever, and get a private jet to Barcelona. And no one else knew apart from him and his family representatives. Was that the lack of respect? That's the second time we've done something in over a month, basically, over a month period, about 6 week period, give or take, where he's initially been given permission. Right, initially, it was given permission for the first incident, but he then overstayed his stay where he's meant to go for a day, and then the day afterwards, he was still meant to be in training, never turned up until the next day. He turned up late. Fast forward 6 weeks later, on deadline day, decides, okay, I'm off to Barcelona. Without even telling anyone. That shows a lack of respect he had for not just the personnel, but for the club, that people are paying his wage. And the day that doesn't wash in me. As it rams home, yet again, that the club and Arteta were right to do what they did in the end. And you've watched it back. These 4 and 5. There is hints dropped to Aubameyang that they are thinking about bringing him back into the squad itself, integrating back in. But his body language just screams he ain't bothered, just going for the motions. Anyway, 1-0 Arsenal. Let's Wolves.
Yeah,
Gabriel scores.
Yeah, I don't know how you can put. Let's say the player was hard done by in this one. I don't think so. And if he was, he didn't really. He basically doubled down on whatever happened and made it pretty easy.
Yeah, even Colin agrees with me in the chat. He says, not turning up to work is unacceptable in itself, but going behind the club's back is not only disrespectful to the club, but for the fans as well. The fans idolised him as well. Here's a talking point. Never thought the day would come where I'd read that Tony Adams will be a contestant on Strictly Come Dancing in the UK.
So you know what? So here we go. So you are Mr. Arsenal podcast, right?
Oh God! All right. Go on.
Twinkle Toes, Mr. Arsenal, right? Captain Adams. I mean, so what do you say about that? Because that right there, is that how an Arsenal captain you expected, like the best captain you've ever seen dancing on a stage, right?
He's retired. He's been retired for nearly over 2 decades. Or more, 2022, aren't we? So he retired in 20 years. He's been retired from Arsenal. Again, he's never caused us any issues since retiring in terms of misdemeanors or anything like that. Fair play to him. If it gets him out the house for a few weeks, good luck to him.
So you're okay with it because
because he's not obviously he's not the current captain. if he was, for example, if that had happened whilst he was playing, and he just goes, by the way, guys, I'm an Arsenal
There's
captain,
no way.
and
There's
I'm
no way
going
you
off to
said,
play
all right,
Strictly.
20 years from now, you're just retired. I'm going to see you dancing on the stage in your sequins. You would have never even have thought that could actually happen. Not the way that I think you praise him the way you did. You would never think
Well, he
you
never
would
would
hear
have
him.
thought of
You would
me
never
and
think he would he actually said it. He's looking forward to putting on the sequins and getting out there and dancing.
I think that's a bit more of a PR thing. But literally, the tweet, I literally had my phone in my hand. I was about to go upstairs, and my phone buzzed. I looked at my phone. Tony Adams tweets, and I've read it.
Yeah.
Like, Tony Adams is doing Strictly.
So this episode is just ending right now, and they're getting into we beat Wolves
next time.
I think we beat Wolves on the road, which was we knew we were going to play them again pretty soon afterwards. So we got a 1-0 win. I don't know.
I can see.
And Stan, the fact that Stan said that means he does not believe a word you just said. That it's okay now that he can go out there and do that. Because you can't put Righty and Captain Adams on the same page and say, oh, they would do this. I could see Righty doing it, but not. I don't believe you, Ryan. You can say all you want.
Getting money. Look, he's getting money. He's retired. He's getting money.
I don't believe you. I don't believe
publicity.
you. I don't believe you believe that you're.
What goes on?
I don't believe you, Ryan. You're just saying it. I do not believe. Behind the scenes, you're like, damn. What did he do?
What's he doing to me?
There's no way you sat there and went, I can't wait to see him on the stage doing a two-step or whatever. I
didn't say that, but to be fair, I did put a tweet out within 5 minutes, wishing him luck and all that, and hope he gets to the final. Lift the trophy because he is a gunner after all. Arsenal win trophies.
Yeah. I don't believe you. You can say anything you want. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe you. See, there you go. See that? Yeah, I can't wait. Yes, I want to. I don't know anything about this show, but I think I want a front row ticket to see what you have to say about it.
No, you have Dancing with the Stars in the US. It's the same. It's that. It's just different. It's just titled differently.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't. I still don't believe you. I don't believe you're okay with it. It's one of those things where not my captain, and now all of a sudden, oh no, it's okay. He was my captain. Nah, I don't believe it.
How is it a bad thing? How is it a bad thing?
I don't believe you. I really don't.
What he wants to do in his own time on national TV.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. I get it. Oh man.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's Dancing with the Stars, but with less money and less star power, especially this year. Apart from Tony Adams, all the others are who, what, where.
Dance with the Stars. You've had some really big, Hall of Famers and all of that.
Yeah,
Carlton Banks. So, yeah, I like this. He puts that tweet up there. Ivan Toney talking about a little dick around with the boys. There's only one team in that blank team in that blank pitch. Yeah.
Right, he was excellent and get me out of. I'm a celebrity. Yeah, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. The UK version, anyway.
Yeah, I as I said, I don't believe you, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not doing
go ahead.
I repeat, I am not doing a Strictly Watchalong.
That's your captain. Your show is based off him. You're telling me you're not even gonna put him on your show? Come on. Wait, what kind of loyalty does that show to the man that you call the best captain Arsenal's ever had? Are you kidding me? You just said it's okay. Oh, he's retired now. You do worse things than that. You don't want to put him on?
This is an Arsenal football channel.
I've seen you do things that had nothing to do with Arsenal football.
All the way to the final.
No, you're lying. You're kidding. You're kidding. You're lying to us. This is Arsenal winning. I don't forget what match is this. We're like not even. Oh, this is Brentford when we came back and we redeemed ourselves against them. 2-1 win.
And Lacazette did his usual. He's counter that tweet to. Yeah, there you go. He's doing it as we speak. Doing the tweet out.
Yeah, and this is the one where we gave up the goal right at the end. Nobody cleared the damn ball, and Ramsdale definitely was not too happy about it. Arteta not too happy about it. Like you said, I think Lacazette also missed, a sitter or something like that, right? And basically, right there is when basically Arteta is like, "I'll take the win, but I didn't like our performance." Because those little things is how you lose games, right? You say you're down, say it's 0-0, and you give up a goal in the last minute of the match. It looks just like that, right? You kind of fall asleep thinking you're just looking at the clock. They score, right? So, yeah. So, see a lot of Ferraris and Lamborghinis driving up. This is funny here.
Yeah, that's right.
He's looking at Millsford Rose get up, trying to figure out what it is. He's got his socks over his pants. I don't know. Is that some British thing?
I didn't see it. One sec. I didn't see what he's wearing.
I'll rewind it so you can see it. You can tell me if this is something that is typical of a Brit.
Oh, what the fuck are the trousers? Jesus Christ!
It's like WTF is this? Is it like
It's a footballer's thing. That's not.
Is that what it is? Oh yeah. Strictly is a footballer's thing after they retire.
Well, to be fair, Alex Scott did it a couple of years ago. John Barnes done it.
I never said
Hilton's done it.
I'm just saying, Mr. Arsenal. That's all I'm saying. And you're like, I'm not even gonna show it. Are you kidding me? You call yourself the Mr. Arsenal podcast, and the man's on TV, and you won't even show him. That is just that. What kind of loyalty are you showing to the man?
All right, you know what? I'll put a poll in a community post. Keep an eye out for it, guys. You know what? I'm going to do it now. If I get enough people voting, and it's a big stonking majority, yes, you want it. And Gary can come along and keep me company, and then everyone else.
Why do I get suckered into this?
2.5 hours every week.
I'm not the one that called it Mr. Arsenal podcast. I'm just saying.
You're the one bringing it up. Oh god, it'd be different. That's football channel doing shit. Come dancing, watching. That's fucking hell. I'll get a few views in.
Yeah. So we're 6 minutes into the 6th episode.
I wouldn't go that far, Stan. I can't put it on the thing, but I wouldn't go that far. Or Mr. Tom, for that matter. Right.
And he just beat Hine. The little trick maneuver there. So his mom wouldn't let him play anywhere but at a forward because he can't get hurt there as much.
Everybody knows the target we
are. So they knew they needed to get top 4.
Yeah.
It just showed him missing I don't like a penalty shot.
Today, assistant coach Steve Brown is showing a compilation of clips around you.
A compilation of clips. One clip he shows him. And Lacazette, he's so pissed off. He's like, what the fuck?
Showing Benzema as an example of how to play his position. I mean, basically what they're saying, is that yes, you have to come back and work, but you have to be in the box.
Yeah,
that's a non-negotiable. You have to be in the box. You cannot. That can't be your excuse that you have to come back and support the team and then not get in the box. You got to do both. So. Yeah. Trying to say that you might have to give the responsibilities to Erdogan, or whoever's playing in that 10 role at the time. So
Good afternoon, guys. So let's focus today what we have to defensively against Wolves. It's about how many moves that we defend and what density.
right. There you go. The poll is now out there. Get voting. Go on your community post. There's a poll there. Have a read. Yes or no. Oh dear. I'll leave it up. It's in your hands now, people. You have the power. Gary's now making multiple accounts to say yes, 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 yes.
I think I put the first vote in. So you can see the first vote and tell me.
What's that? Yep, you got the vote in. Yep.
I like the whole 5K. If you get fined if you let them touch the ball in the middle of the pitch. So not sure if that's something you can, if that's actually legit.
God give you strength, Stan. Jesus Christ.
What's going on? I heard him say something, but I don't think he said I have a good one. Oh, I don't know.
He has a good one for obviously a comment. I'm assuming a comment. We're going to save it for your podcast, well, Ray's podcast on Fan Circle. Sorry. Oh, they're the pervious. Like kids.
Yeah. Rob Holden's always talking, man.
There are more important things going on in the world right now, but our job here is to bring a little bit of light away in the capital. It's an intense stop.
This is the play from Gabriel. Lazy with this pass back to the goalkeeper and basically with a nice assist. Wong is able to get past Ramsdale. And this is where, somebody need to say it's all right. I think Lacazette had to come back and say, at least put a hand, give him a chat. And he just, Lacazette had the ball inside the box. I think he sat on it too long. That was interesting from Jacques talking about when we play the ball, play it forward, and I know a lot of people say he doesn't play it forward, even though the stats say otherwise. But yeah, and that's the thing right there. You actually said it, right, Arteta?
Evening, Stefan. You've missed it all. The last 5 minutes. You missed all the drama in the last 5 minutes. Apparently, there's a poll out there you can vote on. Tony Adams decided to do Strictly Come Dancing. It's upset Gary. He wants me to do a watch along for it. So I've left it up to you guys.
Well, it looks like it's 100%. So there you go.
It's not over yet.
It's 100%. It's like unless you decide to vote.
They should do a second season, seeing as you just missed the goal. Won't mind it, but they don't usually do that. They do the one season and move on, don't they?
Like I said, misses what would be a second opportunity. We've seen him do that where he just spins and takes just a shot on target, and this one he over there.
The narrator for Arsenal's documentary is an Arsenal fan, isn't that?
Yeah, he's from Black Panther, and
yeah, that's it. Not his name though.
Is it Kevin Kalu? I forgot what his name is. Kevin.
Name. This is the Wolves gun, isn't it? Yeah. Here we go. That's a shot.
And like is that puts the ball across and the goalkeeper.
Massive knock over the goalkeeper's thumbing in. Full time 2-1. Proper celebrations.
Really nice. Well, isn't that really nice from Pepe there, right? So when he comes on and it does his job. Daniel Kaluuya, that's what his name is.
Oh, did these do a documentary? Okay. Didn't know that. Was it an All Nothing one or was it a different one?
Huh?
Was it an All Nothing Leeds documentary or was it a different?
Yeah, he's from Get Out. He's from Black Panther. Come on, man. Put that in there.
One sec, I'll find it. Look.
So we're back in the practice. Got to do, and Arteta sitting in the canteen, chatting, happy with what they see from the team. Should have taken a vacation. Arteta said he's going to put in some work, figure out. Look at the players.
Yeah, Tony announced it yesterday, Stefan, on his social media. He's not hanging up his boots completely and putting on the old tippy-tap shoes. Yeah, as I say, he is, as far as I'm aware, he's a really good guy. But yeah, Guy's not happy. He thinks it's the wrong thing to do.
I know what you're talking about.
We had an argument, sort of. where I've now put a poll out there that if you want me to do watch-alongs every week he's on, it's up to you. I don't want to do it, but if my hands forced, I have no choice. Behave yourself, Stan. Fucking DT. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Stan is the. He has no filter.
Yeah. Even Mr. Tom by the looks of it either.
I think he's getting instigated there with Stan because he's usually a nice guy.
It's all Stan's fault.
Yeah, so now they're home with Arteta. This is funny. They're showing Arteta at the grill, and we know who's usually at the grill. If you didn't think this was about Arteta, and then now it is.
Yeah.
Talking about dad working extra when he's home.
Jesus Christ, you lot got mental in the chat.
That was funny. Threw the ball and hit the grill. Luckily, there was no food around where they hit.
Yeah, good thing you've retired now, Mikhail.
Here goes this shot from by the grill. Son palms it out.
Oh dear. Come on, guys, get voting. The polls there.
Nobody voted except for me.
So far, it's only you that's voted. Community post. First poll you see. That's the one.
Wow. Well, it means 100%. You might as well just close it now and just do it and make sure you're all prepped and ready to go. I mean, it's done. You said it's 100%. That sounds like a winner to me.
I need more than one vote. I need at least 10 to 15 votes.
Oh. Sean Arteta grilling
this
some
is where
steak.
You make 15 accounts now.
I just think I shouldn't even have to. You shouldn't even have to do it out of loyalty to the man. You should just be doing it. But you seem to not be as loyal to this cause of being, Mr. Arsenal as you say you are. You name your podcast
Football
after
channel, dancing competition.
I've seen you do non-football stuff on your channel, so that is not a good excuse.
Very rarely, though. Once in a blue moon.
Well, and this has got to be the biggest thing ever that you will ever do since you've had this channel. Think about it.
Yeah.
You have one of the top Arsenal players of all time, and you'll be chatting about him using his feet. You were doing that before. You just happened to do it with football.
Just not in this way.
Arsenal is in the top 4 spot at this point.
Yeah.
1 point ahead of I forget who that was behind us. I think it was that team.
That team.
the first one. As a line, you have to be one.
This right here is also a really good part. Arteta talking about playing defense as one. And that's it's the same thing when we press, right? We press as one. It looks like that's when you have Martinelli running around like a chicken without his head, right? But when we press as a team, they don't get any space. There's no outlet there. There's no available person to make that pass to, or if there is, you're closing down on them, and next thing you know, they're turning it over. Defense, same thing, right? So it's interesting seeing this and then going, why are they doing this on the pitch?
Yeah.
That's it. The distance of the line is not pushing. We are not one line again, and we have one line. The distance between the places. If you have any questions, guys, ask. If you have a different opinion, ask and do it. But do it here, because here we can debate.
Which is interesting because then they show Holding, right?
Yeah.
And you know how Holding played his defense in the North London Derby. You're like, obviously he wasn't listening. If you got some opinion that you want to, go off and do stuff on your own.
And that was early May as well. That happened in early May. This took part in March or at the end of March. So how bad is his memory?
Yeah. So so you just forgot about how to play what the coach said after 3 months. That's. Yeah.
Duck or the rabbit. Here we go. What can you see? A duck or a rabbit? I see a duck.
Well, I like his answer to this. Right? There's that picture of a duck and a rat and a rabbit, and it isn't what you see or what you see or what he sees. It's what we see, right? And I like that kind of analogy there that we need to be seeing the same thing, and that's makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You know exactly where they're going to be because you know what they're going to do. You don't have to think about it. So, which to me shows that he's got a lot of the acromens of being a good manager. He just hasn't had the time. You think White is as good as a defender as they're talking about?
He's not ball playing wise
That's the problem. That's not even what I. No, why is that part of the first thing you talk about for defense?
No. Well, there's a reason. Look, if you think about it, there's a reason why we fast forward till now this season. That's day one. He's been put at right back, and Saliba's just come back from loan for the last two and a half seasons, and it's took his spot basically. And Ben White's now been played at right back, aside from the injury side of things. So Tomiyasu.
Yeah.
Saliba's been straight put in there straight away, basically, even over pre-season.
Yeah, it's interesting hearing Ben White talking about how he got introduced to football through his barber. His family isn't into football, which is why he probably never watched it as a kid.
Yeah, none of his family can stand football, don't watch it, even his dad doesn't watch even him play football,
which I find interesting, right? See, for me, if he's good with the ball at his feet, then he needs to move up the pitch a little bit, right? Because he did okay against Zaha, but can he do that week in, week out? Like if Tomiyasu was never to come back, would White be able to be like the number one, right back for us for the season, and we don't see any degradation in performances?
I'm just reading through the chat one second. Yeah, whatever happened to Brownie in the end? Do we know? He just disappeared.
I think Sam said he did try to figure out, reach out and see if he could get some information, but only family members could do it, and so so I think he's, so we know nothing. Yeah, so we are into the 28th minute. Playing, I think we're playing Liverpool. Yeah.
Liverpool again. Do we have to?
Yeah. Four times in a season, man.
You know.
This game, like if I recall, was just really disappointing to watch because it's like we are so far away from where we want to be, right?
Yeah.
You're like, you're like, you know how far away you are, but then you watch this game, you're like, we are so far away.
Yeah.
We might be keeping them at bay, but then they just put on Jota, and what does he do against Arsenal?
We had chances in this game. We just didn't took them. Jota comes on, they take their chances. The worst thing was it came near the end as well.
Yeah. Well, that's how he scored his first one against us.
Yeah.
Right? He came in like the 70th, 80th minute, and next thing you know, he's scoring, and he's never – I think he's always scored. He might have not scored one game out of the, 4 or 5 we played. I guess probably more than that because we did have to draw. Unsavory and Stan, I don't. That does the two don't seem to mix to me. I don't know what. I see that speech going into this game. I don't like because we've got embarrassed by this team essentially twice, and then the one time we didn't is because we were down a man. So at some point you gotta say no, not anymore. You know, we're gonna win this, right? We gotta win this. This is where Trent had nightmares of Martinelli running by him multiple times. Which, you know, we played him now. We play him anywhere close to the same, and you know, we should be able to score on them. Have we scored on them? We haven't scored on them.
Played Liverpool 4 times last season, not
and
one
didn't score
goal.
once. And held them and had a shutout against them, you know?
And we had chances, never took them.
Yeah. So then this is like another half of football where you're like, and this one's almost more than a half, right? We're like midway through the second half when, you know, Arteta basically needed to just – this is where they don't even show Arteta on the sidelines. Imagine that. I don't think they show it. Is him going by Arnold again, Martinelli? I wish he would have just taken a shot one time, but he just looked for the pass and there was nobody there.
Mr. Tom says they've all played.
And this is where Lacazette was on goal, and I would have liked him to just test the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he got managed in them finals to win 2 out of the 3. Who knows? How? You want to go off?
Yeah, and this is, you know, I don't. For me, Ramsdale getting beat on the near post, and that happened for the rest of the season. And it's the same. I mean, I don't. For me, that's on the goalkeeper because you want him to attempt to try to beat you on the near post, and he always seems like he's not prepared for them to take that shot, and They've yet to not take that opportunity. Yeah.
I mean, this is another we sort of touched on it earlier, but this is another thing we sort of need to sort out. Is that when we go in these winning streaks, they need to be longer than 5 or 6 games. And we're going undefeated in a certain amount on our run. At least take it to 10 plus games.
Well, that's what you need to be able to do to be in that considered in that top 4 race, much less.
Yeah.
And then if you want to be in the top 2 race, you need to be going 15, 20 games unbeaten. Yeah, sounds like he liked their performance, didn't like the result. I like this part between the
goals.
Between the goals, we were really good. Inside the goals, we were terrible because we didn't take the shot. We always hesitated, and we basically fell asleep defensively. Going to Villa, we're going to beat them, So the Ramsdale not too happy.
No. Ben's just deflated and just sitting on the floor.
The main thing for me is that as a fan, over the last sort of 3 or 4 years, we're not getting fall out of the club, but we lost the connection that we always had for the last 10, 15 years. And the players that Arteta's brought in and the way that we're starting to play and the culture that we're bringing Ramsdale, then like we're falling in love with the club again.
Yeah, so what are we at here?
We've got Ty back in the chat. One sec.
Hello, Ty.
He's also got a question for you. Do you reckon Arteta will be gone this season?
Only if we have injuries to certain positions on the field.
And he just falls off a cliff.
That's the only way. That's the only way he's going to collapse. I mean, they took a risk last January and it failed. This time they're taking a risk again because I think they need to bring in the numbers to make sure they don't have those problems again. And we're gonna right now we have one CDM that I think can play. And who do we have to put our Sack on the bench? So yeah, no, I can't see him getting sacked. Like it's the way things are going right now, but you throw, as I say, a monkey wrench in there, you throw, an issue in there, he's going to be in trouble. But I don't see him losing that number of games. He might be able to drop out of the top 6, but I don't see him dropping out of the top 10. So, yeah. I don't think they're going to sack him if he finishes in the
if we finish anywhere between if we finish anywhere in the top 5 and say semi-finals of Europe or the final and a cup final or cup win, he'll be fine. More than fine. Even worst case scenario in terms of the very bare minimum of a non-trophy season, like Europa League semi-final or final, don't win it, but we finish again somewhere in the top 5, say 4th, 5th. He'll be kept in for another season.
So we lose to Liverpool, and then we have Villa coming up.
Yeah,
short day's rest. And this is, once again, one of those things where it's like, can we stop the rot, right? Ramsdale's got a hip injury.
Yeah, there's the ice pack. Sorry, I'd love to know how he done his hip in the space of fucking 3 days. because Liverpool game was a midweek game as well. So I'm slightly concerned. You got that sort of turnover. He's like, oh, got a hip injury.
And once again, it could be one of those things where, like, right, he didn't bring it up until it got even worse.
Mr. Tom saying that point at West Ham on Sunday was £7.30. Yeah, I saw the price list for the West Ham drink and food section. It's fucking ridiculous.
A lot. That's like $10 for a pint of beer. Is it like the top beer? Or is that just...
No idea. Mr. Tom, if you can tell us what beer it was as well, that'd be helpful as well. But either way, that you could get for £7.30 in any of the pubs or bars in and around your respective stadiums. You could get at least 2 to 3 pints of that particular drink for that price. So I don't get what the difference is between outside and in a stadium. It's suddenly the price has quadrupled up to fucking nearly a tenner. I mean, what was it? This thing we've got done with KSI and Logan Paul for their drink, the hydration drink. It's like $1.99 in Asda. You can get it for one bottle, $1.99 in Asda. Yeah, at Arsenal, where KSI claims to be an Arsenal fan, they're charging us £4.50 for a bottle.
Yeah, well, you know what? Those are good prices compared to some of the prices when you go to an NFL game. I mean, half of the stadiums are over $10 for a beer.
It's ridiculous.
And those are probably the cheap beers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If they're trying to big up White by saying how good he is at certain things.
Potentially it'd be world class and all that. Yeah. Apparently West Ham don't set the price nor profit from it. Yeah, right. Okay. They just fucking do it for the fun of it, do they?
Yeah, you know what? It costs more money to deliver the beer to the stadium than it does to a
bar
pub,
in the corner.
you know, because it costs a lot of money when you cross that line, the property line. The beer prices just go up. I mean, we all know that's not true. So, yeah, I do like that Carlos guy, Carlos Huerta, I think his name is. Sounds like a really good guy to have on the squad. I think the individual development coach or something like that. So we're playing Aston Villa here. We've got about in the 41st minute here.
Yeah, we're in the last 5 minutes now of the episode. Big up to anyone that's pulled through this entire 3 episodes stream that we've done so far. Nearly over 2.5 hours we've done by. One of the criticisms I do have about this documentary, though, that the episodes lengthwise they differ; they're not consistently the same. That does my head in a bit. Surely it should be every episode should be the same length.
You would, yeah, but I guess it depends on what they wanted to push out, but also they can't just like end certain things just because you know what I mean. Like then you would have like one episode on one piece of information, one scenario.
Well, like for example, apart from the semi-final, the League Cup, they didn't touch on any other game building up to the semi-final, third round, second round, third round, fourth round, quarterfinals. None of them. Only because we got to the semi-final, it was Liverpool. They touched on it. It was like you can't tell me they got no content from the other games. Here comes Leno for his last ever appearance in an Arsenal shirt.
Who's?
Leno.
Oh.
basically his last game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Play
so.
again.
White with a good clearance there.
Mm.
Which is weird. I always said that. Yeah.
Leno's too enthusiastic. So
yeah. We're into the second half, it looks like here. So Drake puts the ball in. And Saka takes the ball from
Ray out. And there's like a kipper.
Oh, wait, it's not. What do I say? From second half, they're still in the first half. It's 30th minute there.
Yeah, second half was defending FC. It was Jesus Christ. That. Then we're doing the stream. It was me, you, and Liam, wasn't it? And Liam just went mental for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No, that's not a free kick, but they gave it anyway.
So now they get that free kick with like a minute or two left in the match.
Yeah.
Ball comes in, and without Leno putting a hand on it, they probably would have walked that one in.
Yeah.
Get out of there. So we got 2 minutes left, and this is the Super Mick Arteta song.
We are exactly what we need. Gotta be in attack. We're on the way to Champions League.
It's funny. It's funny because I go, if you are considered negative, it's bad. But if you're considered too optimistic, it's okay.
In some circles, there's certain people in Spain that didn't like this song at all.
Yeah. So it's like, and that's the thing. We can all get along, as they say.
Yeah.
Because some of us might take it one way, but some people take it the other way too much too. So.
We'll see next time for next week's episode. Penultimate episodes of next week. So episode 7, this will be.
Yeah, 7 and 8. I think that's it.
I'll take a hold of light bulb in the change room, and then Brighton score against us, and him going mental.
That's Elliot from Arsenal Fan.
Yeah.
Arsenal Vision podcast.
Arsenal Vision, yeah.
And they show Saka taking the penalty against Chelsea. And we're into the credits. So we've done it. We've gone through up to episode 6 here.
We did them all this week. Yay.
So there you go. Yeah, we have like I said, these three episodes are really good. And not necessarily for the football stuff, but for all the other stuff that you want to see. You personally don't really care too much about the game unless it's in the locker room on the sidelines and they don't show you too much there.
Yeah.
But the family life, the office stuff, the practice stuff, it's all pretty good.
Yeah, this ain't really a stat, it's more of a fact, Tom, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, is it a stat? Can you consider that a stat?
That's what I'm saying. It's more of a
fact. It should be equal, right? So,
right, before we disappear, has anyone actually voted yet? We've got 2 votes. Woohoo! Okay, and whoever else voted has agreed with you so far.
So that's 2 votes. So there you go. So you are doing the show. That's cool. You should do the show. I don't understand why you even have to have people vote. Why not?
All we have to do is give a vote. All we have to do is go to the community post and vote.
There you go. Hey, why not? How you doing?
Can help spread the word.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to go anyways because I need to. I tell the boss because I got got our Arsenal fan circle coming up later. So
yeah,
I
no,
need
I'll
to.
be tuning in for that by the way as well. So I'll be in the chat.
Cool.
Going
Cool.
Getting the community section and vote for Strictly Watchalong. Just Christ, Tom. Oh dear, give me strength. But yeah, why not? Why not? Spursy, Mikel Arteta, love Arsenal, hate Kroenke. And he's seen it for a while actually in terms of this on here anyway. So I hope you keep well, my friend, and yeah, hope to catch you again either tomorrow for the podcast or on Saturday for the watch along for the 3:00 kickoff.
Yeah.
Apart from that, guys, yeah, it's gone off 12 here. I want to go and get some sleep. So, well, I say sleep. I've got to be out. I've got to do a few other bits. So I'm going to watch the podcast as well on fan circles. Go and keep an eye out for that. And if you haven't already, go and subscribe to today's channel. What have you got coming up, Gary, on your channel?
Yeah, so I guess my next show will be on Saturday. Probably just be after. It's usually at 5 p.m. for you guys in the UK. So I'll probably still do that. I know that's.
Yeah.
I think our game is early.
It's a 3:00 kickoff.
Yeah, so basically after the kickoff, I'll have my show on and we'll chat about the game. Initially thought I wasn't going to do it, and I think I even told people that, but I actually will be around to do it. So I'm going to do the show. I'll push that information out there.
Yeah.
And we got Arsenal fan circle tonight, and we'll probably do the watch along with Ryan if he lets me.
Yeah.
And then
as long as you're around, and we'll sort that out as well. Get all the others sorted as well.
Yeah, Colonel doesn't. Do you not like the Leeds fan on my channel? I mean, I don't really like him either, but I was told by the authorities I have to bring him on.
Just to balance the books, really.
Yeah,
sort of thing,
yeah. We needed comedy relief, is what they call it, or something like that. I don't remember the actual words. So.
Oh dear. But yeah, with that, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for the match preview for the Arsenal Leicester game around 7:30, 8:00 UK time in the evening, and then Saturday 2:30 we'll go live for the Arsenal watch along, all the build up and all that jazz up we usually do, and then match of the day later on that night, go through the results. No matter what happens with us, I have to do that. So that could be interesting if we lose. I hope we don't, touch wood. And then Sunday, the Q&A show with Andrew before he goes away for a week. And then the podcast reaction review podcast on Monday in respect to the Leicester game, basically. Again, 7:30, 8:00 UK time, give or take. Half an hour each way. Until then, guys, enjoy your rest of your morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And as always, up the Arsenal. Do smash that like button, subscribe if you are new, and if you want to become a member, it's £2.99. All the stuff listed as you go through the whole process. See you later. Come on, you Gunners.
See you.